Hello everyone, my name is Shweta and welcome to my channel Software Tech Point. Okay, so today we are going to see some of the Salesforce interview questions and answers. Okay, so how do you test the custom code in Salesforce? This is the question. And to test the custom code in Salesforce, first we have to write the test cases. Okay, so create special classes in Apex that test your custom code. Use the test methods. Write methods within these classes to check if the custom code works correctly, and then use asserts. Okay, include assert statements to verify that the output of the code matches the expected results. Then run the test. Okay, so use Salesforce testing tools like Apex test execution to run your test classes. Okay, so check code coverage. Ensure that your test cover a high percentage of your custom code to catch the potential issues. What is the Salesforce governor limits? Okay, so the Salesforce governor limits are the rules that the Salesforce enforces to ensure that no single tenant or user can use too many resources and affect the performance of others on the shared platform. These limits include restrictions on the number of database queries, the number of records processed, and the amount of CPU time used. So how do you handle Salesforce governor limit in testing? To handle Salesforce governor limit, first we have to optimize the code. Write efficient code that uses fewer resources. Bulkify the operations. Process multiple records in batches instead of one at a time. Use limit class. Use the limit class in Apex to check your code's resource usage and avoid hitting limits. Then test with large data sets. So simulate the real world usage by testing with large amounts of data to ensure your code can handle it within the limits. Monitor resource usage. Continuously monitor and review your resource usage during testing to make necessary adjustments. What is the Salesforce Sandbox? Salesforce Sandbox is a copy of your production environment used for testing, development, and training. It allows you to make changes and try out new features without affecting the actual data and operations in your live environment. What are the different types of sandbox in Salesforce? Developer sandbox, developer pro sandbox, partial copy sandbox, and full sandbox. So what is developer sandbox? Used for development and testing in an isolated environment. So what is developer pro sandbox? So similar to developer sandbox but with more storage. And partial copy sandbox contains a subset of your production data and metadata useful for testing the specific data sets. An exact copy of your production environment including all data and metadata used for extensive testing and training. Explain the use of developer sandbox. Developer sandbox is used for writing and testing the code in isolated environment. It allows developers to work with new features and test the functionality without affecting the live production data. It is ideal for the small scale development and the unit testing. What is full copy sandbox? Full copy sandbox is a complete copy of your production environment including all the data and customizations. It is used for extensive testing such as performance testing, load testing, user exception testing. It ensures any changes made will behave exactly as they would in the production environment. How do you refresh a Salesforce sandbox? Log into Salesforce, access your Salesforce setup area and navigate to sandboxes. Go to sandbox section under data management. Select sandbox. Choose the sandbox you want to refresh. Click refresh. Click the refresh button to start process. Confirm your choice and wait for the refresh to complete. What is difference between production and sandbox? Production and sandbox in the Salesforce. Okay, so production environment means live environment used by the real users, and sandbox environment is testing environment used for the development and testing. Okay, so production environment contains actual business data. Sandbox and include contents copied or sample data from production. Okay, so used for the daily business operations is the production one, and used for the testing new features and changes. So it is sandbox one. Changes directly affect end users in the production environment, and in sandbox environment changes do not affect the live users. Okay, so what is SOQL? Salesforce Object Query Language. It is a language used for the query data in Salesforce. It is similar to the SQL designed, but specifically for the Salesforce data. SOQL allows you to retrieve data from the Salesforce objects such as accounts, contacts, custom object based on the specific criteria. How do you write test class in Apex? In Salesforce, a test class in Apex is written to test custom Apex code and ensure it works correctly before deployment. A test class is created using @istest annotation and contains test methods to validate business logics. So how to write the test class? Create a test class using @istest. Create required test data. Call the Apex methods to be tested. Use system.assert statements to verify the expected results. What is test suite in Salesforce? So test suite in Salesforce is a collection of test classes grouped together for easier execution. It allows you to run multiple test classes simultaneously, making it more efficient to test various parts of your application at once. Test suite helps in managing and organizing your test classes better. How do you use Salesforce Test Runner? Okay. So navigate to use Salesforce Test Runner, we have to navigate to setup in Salesforce. In quick find box, search for Apex test execution. Select the required test classes. Click run to execute the test and review the test results, including pass-fail status, errors, code coverage details. What is the purpose of test.startTest and test.stopTest methods in the Salesforce? So test.startTest creates a fresh set of governor limit before executing the actual test code. Ends the test context and executes asynchronous processes such as future methods, batch Apex, and queuable jobs synchronously. Okay. So what is code coverage? Code coverage is a measure of how much your code is tested by your test classes. It is expressed as percentage and indicates which lines of code have been executed during the testing. High code coverage means that most of your code has been tested and reducing the chance of bugs. Okay. Thank you so much for watching my video. Kindly like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel for more videos.